This episode of the Story Cottage is brought to you by our friends at Domestic Dominion, the Kings Ridge Elderberries, and our supporters on Buzzsprout. Go to thestorycottage.buzzsprout.com or click the Support the Show link in the show notes and subscribe for just $5 a month to get every episode ad-free. And now, on with the show. Fairy tales, folklore, myths, and legends. Why do children need them? Why do nations and peoples create them? Who knows? Maybe some of them are real. Maybe some are merely imaginative. Is there a hidden wisdom worth finding in these tall tales? Proverbs 1:5-6 says, "Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance, to understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles." We're your hosts, Jerry and Amy Davidson. Welcome to the Story Cottage. Please step inside. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl who was so sweet and pretty and good that everybody loved her. Her old grandmother, who was very fond of her, made her a little red cloak and hood, which suited her so well that everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother told her to take a basket with some butter and eggs and fresh-baked cake to her grandmother, who was ill. The little girl, who was always willing and obliging, ran at once to fetch her red cloak and, taking her basket, set out on her journey. On her way, she met a wolf, who wished very much to eat her up, but who dared not do so because some woodcutters were working close by. So he only said, "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood. Where are you off to so early?" Little Red Riding Hood, who did not know how dangerous it was to talk to a wolf, replied,
"I'm going to see my grandmother, who is ill in bed, to take her some butter and eggs and a fresh-baked cake that my mother has made for her."
"Where does your grandmother live?" asked the wolf.
"Oh, in the little white cottage at the other side of the wood,"
answered Little Red Riding Hood. "Well," said the wolf, "I am going that way too. If you will let me, I will walk part of the way with you." So Little Red Riding Hood, who suspected no harm, set off with the wolf for her companion. Presently, Red Riding Hood stopped to gather a nosegay of wildflowers for her grandmother, and the wolf, who had thought of a plan to get the little girl for his dinner, said, "Good morning," and trotted away. As soon as he was out of sight, he began to run as fast as he could. In a short time, he reached the grandmother's cottage and knocked at the door.
"Who is there?"
asked the old grandmother as she lay in bed.
"It is Little Red Riding Hood,"
answered the wolf.
"I have brought you some butter and eggs and a fresh-baked cake which Mother has made for you."
"Pull the bobbin and the latch will go up,"
said the old grandmother. So the wolf pulled the bobbin and opened the door, and sprang upon the poor old grandmother and ate her all up in a twinkling. Then he put on her nightcap and got into bed and lay down to wait for Red Riding Hood. Very soon there came a little soft tap at the door.
"Who is there?"
called out the wolf.
"It is Little Red Riding Hood, grandmother dear. I have brought you some butter and eggs and a fresh-baked cake which Mother has made for you."
Then the wolf called out, disguising his voice as much as he could.
"Pull the bobbin and the latch will go up."
So Little Red Riding Hood pulled the bobbin and went inside.
"Good morning, dear grandmother,"
she said.
"How are you feeling today?"
"Very bad indeed, my dear,"
answered the wolf, trying to hide himself under the bedclothes.
"How strange and hoarse your voice sounds, grandmother,"
said the little girl.
"I have got a bad cold, my dear,"
said the wicked wolf.
"Grandmother, what very bright eyes you have,"
went on Red Riding Hood, surprised to see how strange her grandmother looked in her nightclothes.
"The better to see you with, my dear,"
said the wolf.
Grandmother, what very long arms you have.
The better to hug you with, my dear.
Grandmother, what very big ears you have.
The better to hear you with, my child.
But grandmother, what great big teeth you have.
The better to eat you with.
Roared the wolf, suddenly jumping out of bed. He seized hold of poor little Red Riding Hood and was just about to eat her up when there was a great noise outside and the door burst open and in rushed the woodcutters, who had seen the wolf talking to the little girl in the wood and came to see what mischief he was up to. They killed the wicked wolf quite dead, and so Little Red Riding Hood was saved and ran home to tell her mother all about her terrible adventure. Tired of evil fairies using cold and flu season to turn you and your children into ogres every year? Yeah, me too. This cold and flu season, fortify your defenses naturally with the King's Ridge elderberry syrup and elderberry products. They grow the freshest elderberries on their Indiana farm, hand-pick and cold-press them into the tastiest syrup around. And they are packed with antioxidants and vitamins to boost your immune system. Defend the castle of your family's health. Use code STORY10 for 10% off your first order at tkrfarm.com. The King's Ridge Elderberry Syrup. Taste the difference, help push back the curse. That's tkrfarm.com and use code STORY10 for 10% off your first order.
Honey, I need help!
Why? What's wrong?
There are dragons in our laundry and dishwasher.
Hang on, dear. I'm getting my sword.
No, wait. These dragons cannot be killed by a sword.
They've never tasted my blade.
I know, but all we need to kill these dragons is detergent from Domestic Dominion.
Okay, then we must make haste. How do we get some?
By going to domestic-dominion.com and entering code STORY. Ladies, our husbands are great for so many things, including slaying the run-of-the-mill dragons. But sometimes there are monsters that sneak through even the best defenses, like the toxins and chemicals in your laundry and dish detergents. And often, those supposedly clean detergents at the store are just pretty little poisoned apples. That's where Domestic Dominion can help. They're a small, family-owned and operated Christian business whose mission is to create clean, natural, quality products that aid the homemaker and create a culture of joy, health, and stewardship to the glory of God. They value the Lord and therefore value their products. All their products are effective and made with only 4 ingredients. Each product is non-toxic, pH balanced, and contains no surfactants, fragrances, or chemicals. They leave no chemical residue, and their laundry detergent is safe to use on any kind of clothing. We use their products in our home, and let me tell you, every load comes out smelling the way Cinderella's dress looks. With Domestic Dominion, you'll have a ball doing laundry. Go to their website, domestic-dominion.com, or click the link in the show notes. And use code STORY for 20% off your first order. And be sure to check out their aprons, linen covers, and anti-feminist stickers while you're there. That's domestic-dominion.com and use code STORY for 20% off your first order.
Welcome back to another very short episode of the Story Cottage, but we go where the stories take us. So, first question, what sort of values do we see in the characters in this story?
Well, Little Red values obedience to her mother and care for her grandmother. She obeys her mom quickly, and she even stops to pick flowers for her grandmother. However, she's also very easily duped by the wolf.
Yeah, and the wolf himself, he values his appetites. All he wants to do is eat Little Red Riding Hood, and he clearly will stop at nothing to do so.
Finally, the men, the woodcutters, don't value their work too much to dismiss the potential danger they see coming. They value the life of a little girl they don't even know more than they do their paycheck.
Yeah. All right, second question. What can you learn to apply these things in your daily life?
Well, to the kids listening, obey the way Little Red Riding Hood does. She obeys happily and right away with a happy heart.
Yes.
And she adds thoughtfulness and generosity to her obedience. Little Red is an awesome kid, but she's also naive and doesn't realize that the wolf is bad. So, to the children listening, you need to know that you don't know everything and that there are a lot of wolves disguising themselves to destroy your life. Your parents can see the wolves disguising themselves a lot better than you, online, in school, and even in church. So talk to your parents about the things you hear, learn, and see. And parents, be looking for the wolves because they are probably a lot closer to your kids than you think.
Yep. Now, we need to notice something about the wolf's part in this story. He preys upon Little Red when she is all alone in the woods, but he doesn't eat her because of men nearby. So first, wherever you are and in whatever public place you go, be sure you are prepared to love your neighbor and your family by being ready to protect them. God made women in a beautiful way, but that also makes them more vulnerable to evil. So men and boys, be vigilant, be strong, and be ready to break down the door to protect others and destroy what is evil. And finally, parents, be very cautious about sending especially your little girls out into the world alone when they grow up. Evil always preys upon the young, but evil forces have a special knack for corrupting and destroying young girls because evil hates beauty. This doesn't mean not letting your daughters grow up. This means you must teach and enable them to be wise and virtuous, and you must prudently seek to protect your daughters. And girls, trust your daddy. He is awesome at killing wolves.
Yeah, no, that's good. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and we can't wait to see you next time.
We will see you all then.
A toodaloo.
Thank you for joining us here at the Story Cottage. If you liked what you heard, smash that follow button and leave us a 5-star review. It tremendously helps with the algorithms so folks like you can find us. Go to thestorycottage.buzzsprout.com or click the support the show link in the show notes to subscribe for $5 a month to get every episode ad-free. And follow us on X, Instagram, or Facebook. And please, join us next time.